And we are back with episode 5 of the Check Rock podcast, where we cover all things basketball, all things that got anything to do with hooping and that round orange ball. We here with moderator extraordinaire DJ A Squared, aka A Boogie, aka my man Anwar. We got my man co-host Chip Green, and he always tell you to
check rock.
we gonna get the show started and rolling. Anwar, what you got for the first question or topic for the day?
All right, our first question of the day. All-Star game coming up. Who's the bigger snub? Dame Lillard or James Harden? And just be snub because obviously they're both going to be playing an All-Star game. But, who was the bigger omission from the starting lineup?
This is really, really tough. Let me both say starters. They are both super snubs. Super snubs. No way they shouldn't be starting in the All-Star game. Dame is having an MVP type season. He needs to be starting in the All-Star game. No questions. But James Harden, that is literally blasphemy with him not starting in the game. You're tripping by a long shot. They're the second seed. They on a 6-game winning streak now, 5-game winning streak, going on a West Coast run. He's already won an MVP. He's been dominating year in, year out. Nah. I'm gonna go, if I had to pick one, I'm gonna say James Harden on this one. But Dame definitely they both should be starting in the All-Star game. We gotta fix that.
Well, I personally think Dame Lillard probably is the biggest snub of the starters, because James did come in the camp like 365 pounds this summer, and he kind of forced his way off a team, so that comes into play. He got his way to the East, and that's fine. But other guys was balling. He's turned it up. He's an MVP candidate, if you ask me, in my opinion. But yeah, James got snubbed. But it's not. This year's starters is so many good players, so many guys having good years, especially good offensive years, because everybody playing such good offense. But I think Dame Lillard, I always look at people when the chips is down. When the chips is down and it's in an uncomfortable place, Dame Lillard lost his starting center. He lost his starting shooting guard, his second best player, CJ McCollum, and they fourth in the West. He keeping them afloat. So pressure bust pipes, and he is stepping up to the pressure. I feel as though James Harden forced himself into – James Harden, one of my favorite players all time, period. And he forced himself into a more comfortable place. And the dude who sticks in the uncomfortable place, I got to give you kudos for that and got to keep supremely respecting those guys, because we don't have a lot of those guys anymore, man. They stay in those uncomfortable places and they make it work. So, Lillard, you should be starting. Luka, in any other year, Luka Doncic is a starting guard. But, at the end of the day, the fans voted in. So, he popular, man. That boy he got a lot of votes from a lot of different type of people. Let's put it like that. But Dame Lillard would be my pick, man. Dame Lillard, I think Dame Lillard is in the MVP race. Both of them are in the MVP race.
I'm about to say both of them are in the MVP race, but to the point where, listen, James lost his coach. And looking at it, we know he wasn't wrong for wanting to get out of that situation. That's just being a professional. Like, look.
That's not being a professional. Being a professional is going to go do your job.
Being a professional.
To do your job.
Let's not ever mistake that, Chip. Being a professional is sticking it out.
What I'm saying is
they have the ability to do so nobody's mad at them.
Right. If I don't like my job and I got a better job somewhere else, then I got to travel and go.
Wait. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going for getting traded, but I'm also going to salute the guy who didn't force his way out. Like Dame's been in so many bad. Dame could have forced a trade years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He could have forced a trade years ago, but Dame has the best quote, and this is why I love Dame Lillard. Get on my nerves because he be crying, he be whining and crying. But he said the one thing, he said, "I'll never request a trade publicly." because if I request a trade, it affects CJ, it affects Nurkic, it affects Carmelo, it affects everybody on my team. When I ask for a trade, it affects all their jobs. So I don't want to put everybody else in limbo. So I won't request a trade. I gotta respect it.
I beg to differ that Dame be whining.
I,
I really would have to find out what you mean by he whining.
One year when he didn't make the All-Star team, he'd be like, look, he'd be throwing little shots and.
But my question is, are they deserving shots?
Sometimes, like,
sometimes I think Dame has deserved to make the All-Star team every year that he has said that he deserved to make the All-Star.
Since his third year, he probably been an All-Star.
So, I mean, it's one thing for it to be shots and wines. Another thing, it's the truth. Like if y'all disrespecting me, y'all disrespect me. I would say only thing with James Harden, just like the NBA fan thing, if you understand what I mean. Some people are looking at the East. Some people pay attention to the East. He showed up to the East late, kind of thing. That's all the way in the world. He's not one of the best guards in the East. Period. He's one of the best guards in the NBA. So yeah, he should be playing and or starting. But I would only say is Dame simply if they both was on the same. If he's playing Brooklyn the whole season, then it definitely
it's not even a question.
Yeah, but
I already know my team.
And then they asked Luka the other day what he thought. He said, "Yeah, I think Dame should have made it over me." When the man come out and say it himself, it's like All right, we gonna. I mean, hey, but I guarantee you, Luka will be out there starting. Shooting jump shots, he ain't give a spot to him.
No.
All right, moving on. Next question. Since we talking about the All-Star game, who are the All-Star game reserves? Go ahead, Chip. Let you start that one off.
Of course, we got James Harden. I got Tatum. I got Brown. This is where it gets tricky at. I'm gonna go with Ben Simmons, Julius Randle, they're gonna be mad at me, but I think Wojcik needs to be in there from Orlando. He putting up good numbers. Sabonis and Russ.
Spots.
It's 15 spots, if I'm not mistaken.
And Russell Westbrook?
12. It's not 15, it's 12.
So
Russell Westbrook.
I'm saying Russell Westbrook. It was 7 spots, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You said Sabonis, Vucevic, Ben Simmons, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Julian Randle,
and Russ.
And Russ?
You got the biggest team in the world.
You gotta have 3 guards, right?
You got all power forwards, bro.
Tatum is everything. Brown is everything.
Tatum listed as a small forward. Well, Brown
is listed as a guard. You got a team full of power forwards. You out Brad, bro.
Hey, Tatum Brown is my forward. Jaylen Brown is the shooting guard. Russ is the point guard. You got Wojcik at the 5. Sabonis is the 4. Randle is a 4 and 3.
All right, I'm gonna do the East. I would go Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. Nah. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, no Jason Tatum. Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. Sabonis, definitely. Center. They have to have one center, right?
Right.
Yeah.
My center would be Bam Adebayo.
Going with Bam.
Bam Adebayo, 6. And 7 would be. You can put a Nick in there. You can put Julian Randle. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me look for a sec. Let me see my Google. Yeah, I could say Randle. I'm probably missing somebody glaringly, but I'm gonna say Randle right now. Wait, hold on. Wait. Who did I say at the guards? Because Trae Young Trae Young definitely got to get in there. I'll take Trae Young before I take Zach LaVine because they're a little bit better. I bumped Zach LaVine for Trae Young.
Okay.
I'll redo this. I'll bump Zach LaVine for Trae Young, and Julian Randle definitely in there, and I'll keep Sabonis there, and that's what I'll rock with.
On the West,
I'll go with.
Tobias, Zach, Ben, Bam, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle. I get one more.
Yeah.
Either Trae Young. Yeah, I can go with Trae Young. I'm not trying to give people lifetime achievement awards. That's the only reason I'm not.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I'm not putting Russell Westbrook and Jason Tatum in. Like Jason Tatum's an all-star, but Jason Tatum been hurt. Jason Tatum is so sad.
Jason Tatum ain't been an all-star this year. You know what?
Because of the COVID.
I take Jason Tatum off, and I replace him with Chris Middleton.
No.
Chris Middleton just not playing consistent enough. I would go Vujacic before I definitely would Middleton. Right. I think Middleton is also a lifetime achievement award. Like I think those dudes is getting it just off of reputation.
Hey,
if that's the case, Kyle Lowry's in. You know what I mean? I'm not putting.
I looked at a list and they had Fred VanVleet sneaking in there. I just realized Fred VanVleet averages 20 points.
Yeah,
he could get in there.
If they made Fred VanVleet an all-star,
I wouldn't be mad.
I couldn't be. Like I wouldn't be mad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I would. I didn't say I picked him. I didn't say he was a dude that even popped into my head. But once you said his name, it was like, you know what? Dude is balling out of control. So,
I wouldn't be mad. He's having a great season.
And he's balling out of control within the last 3 weeks, which is smart. Yeah. Like when people are
That's the same thing Ben Simmons is doing. That's the same thing Ben Simmons all of a sudden.
Because I wouldn't have said Ben Simmons until his last couple games. Ben Simmons was annoying me.
He does this all the
every year. Yep.
He does this every year. Right before the All-Star picks come in, he just start going crazy. You know what? Ben, you ain't making it. I'm done. No,
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if Ben didn't make it. Because Ben, I'm gonna say the same thing. He didn't miss games. He didn't miss games.
You can have that spot. You earned that.
I ain't mad at Fred. And especially since they winning that.
And I love Ben. I want Ben not to make it so he can play like this all season to prove it.
May be better for him, right? All right, go ahead, Chip. What you got for the West?
For the West, I got, of course.
Oh, my bad. Hold up. Time out. Ain't none of us saying James Hart.
James Hart got an automatic bid. That's so.
Ain't none of us. I'm just saying. Ain't none of us saying though. Like because of the last question, we all kind of skipped it. But yeah, Harden's here.
That's the question. So many dudes have good offensive years, yo. Yeah. That's why I said I don't want to hear nothing about defense, yo. Because obviously none being played because everybody's scoring.
Bro, you can't say it's not played. It's just the era to play.
Chip, they scored $130. People
every night, bro.
They chilling on a D. I don't know if it's gone, but D is taking the vacationary game. Take a vacationary game.
No, it just goes to what we were talking about before. The refs are terrible. You're making
that
defense, and God forbid if they try to play hard and do anything extra, it's an ejection or flagrant foul. Like it's ridiculous. You gotta let these play so we can see some defense, which is why I have even more respect for guys who play defense.
They're going to do this all season and let them not play defense all season. And then all of a sudden during the playoffs, they're going to let everybody grab and hold and choke each other. It's retarded, bro.
Choke each other to death.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I love to see the offensive flow the way it's flowing. However, like, man, you got to let these guys play. First of all, you took all the rules away, so you can't hand check no more. It is literally a superb skill to be able to play defense.
Nobody can play defense. I'm sorry to let you know that, Chip. Unless you're a rim protector, nobody's stopping anybody.
Hey, you can't play.
I don't care. I don't want to hear that two-way stuff or none of that from nobody. They're all just trying to stay in front of each other and hope for the best.
Right. Well,
none of these guys are really playing great defense. They're just staying in front of each other and hoping for the best because they cannot touch each other. They can't even challenge a shot because it's 8-1 threes now. So I don't want to. So I'm not gonna know. You can't beat me in the head. The dudes who I pay attention to is the dudes who rotate real well because it's like football now. It's schemes and formations.
Right. Well, they got to fix it. So the West.
The West. Thank you.
On the West, I have, of course, we have Dame.
I got a question. My fault. I don't mean to interrupt you. Is AD starting? Was he voted? Anthony Davis, was he voted a starter?
Anthony Davis not playing. And no, he ain't starting. He didn't make the starting line. No, he didn't make the starter. Nikola Jokic made the starters.
All right.
Yeah. So you got Dame, you got Spider, CP3. Definitely got to get in. I'm gonna go with Booker. They're gonna be a little small. Gotta get Booker in there. Christian Woods would have got in, but I think he's gonna be injured, so I don't think he's gonna be able to get in.
Hold on, Chip.
Bert, you got
question for you. Hold on. You just null and void people for winning, and then you put Christian for losing. Last episode we talked about the All-Stars. You said Bradley Beal should not be an All-Star because he's on the worst team. Christian Wood currently is on the worst team in the West, one of the worst teams in the West. And you saying you would put him?
His team is worse than actually Washington right now.
His team worse than Washington, bro. They terrible. They back to being bad again.
I would have picked him this year. Again, I would have picked him this year. It's a shortage on bigs really in the West.
All right, go, keep going because I'm gonna tell you there's a big you forgot to put in. That probably go ahead.
Don't mess me up because
my fault. Go ahead, keep going. But I just had to remind you that you did say that Bradley Beal should make the All-Star game.
I put Rudy Gobert.
And you put Westbrook in because he's on the winning team. You just put Chris Paul in because he's on the winning team. Because they stats say nothing.
Huh?
They stats don't say All-Star.
Who stats say All-Star?
Russ or Chris Paul's stats don't say All-Star.
But I disagree. I disagree with that, Scoop. Stat that Chris Paul has that does say All-Star team is he's in Phoenix, dog, and they're in fourth place.
Yeah, he wins. That's what I said. His wins always. Yeah, that's
I ain't gonna say that about Russ, but when you look up UC Phoenix,
wait, the same man who said Bradley Beal lead the league of scoring shouldn't make it said Russ, who in last place with Bradley Beal.
Bro, I left that alone. Because he almost is trying to tell me that Russ should make it instead of Bradley Beal.
I didn't say that.
But you are saying when you make a statement earlier that Brad shouldn't make it, and then you tell me that one of your reserves is Russ.
Now, what do you want me to say? He averaged triple-double. Like, there's no way you keep a dude that averages a triple-double.
Episode 3, you keep the dude that leads the league in scoring off.
Yeah, you was gonna do that though. You said they don't even deserve. You said the Wizards don't deserve anybody. Now they got 2.
Episode 3.
So hold on. So now y'all gonna throw all the sticks at me when I'm trying to give them props now. Like, what you want me to do?
You didn't give Brad props.
You're right. Cool. Now y'all want to throw rocks at me.
My bad. You're right. Finish your West. You got a couple more places. Go ahead.
All right. So
you got one more spot.
My surprise pick. No, he can't make it. Guyton can't make it. Ayton can't. He can't make it because they don't deserve it.
No.
Definitely don't deserve it. So where I'm at? I'm at 5. Y'all done messed me up. So I'm at 5.
You said Dame, Booker, CP3, Spider,
Gobert,
and Gobert. You got 2 more.
So if I had to pick 2 more from the West.
There's 2 glaring ones that you forgot. Both play the city of LA.
Oh, dang. Well, AD can't play in it. Oh, Paul George and
AD can be in reserve and you replace him.
There's no point.
He's not playing.
There's no point in it, bro.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who are they even going to replace him with? Which is why Christian Wood.
I'm gonna tell you it's crazy. We got the same exact list, Chip. I got Dame, Booker, CP3, PG3, Spider, Rudy Gobert.
That's the one he left off his list that was glaring that I was trying to tell him.
Oh, he said Rudy Gobert.
You said Rudy Gobert?
Yeah.
All right.
The only reason
And
why
the two,
it's
my
'cause
other two that I got on there, I got Brandon Ingram and I got DeMar DeRozan.
I will go with Zion. Zion is awesome.
I can't get,
Zion is the replacement.
it'll be him or Brandon Ingram for me.
Yeah,
I still put Brandon Ingram.
right. I'll go with Zion.
Either one. All right, mine would be Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Dame Lillard. What's my man? Swiper Fox, De'Aaron Fox from Sacramento. Donovan Mitchell and Devin Booker.
So no CP3.
No.
No, I can see that. I mean, to me, the three people on my list who I think weren't exactly locks was CP3, Brandon Ingram, and DeMar DeRozan. I don't think people think CP3 is a lock. I'm with you, bro. I think he is just because of the record. But
CP3 is a lock.
he's not. I don't think he's a lock.
I don't know if he's a lock. I don't know if he guaranteed a spot.
The coaches pick the reserves. It's
and that's why I said to me he's a lock. They recognize.
But this. Wait. When you ask the question, this is the Check Rock Podcast All-Star Reserves. If I was predicting, I'm gonna predict Chris Paul, of course. But this is my personal list. Right. Who I watch every night. I think De'Aaron Fox deserves to get in.
Not over CP3.
I don't really see what De'Aaron Fox is doing except scoring and losing.
Not over CP3.
I watch. They competing.
He's scoring and losing, bro. They
was on a 5-game winning streak at one point during the season.
A 5-game winning streak to get to where 12 in the division.
They bad again. But he comes to play every night. I gotta give dudes credit who consistently give.
We gotta yell out CP3 stats. We missing something.
It's not even because his stats. Don't yell his stats. His stats is not gonna get him an All-Star game.
Please don't. Stats are not
literally what gets him an All-Star game is, bro. There's a whole organization that's turned around because this one dude's on their team.
Like
unless we giving Jay Crowder that much.
They did go undefeated. They did go undefeated in the bubble. They weren't trending up.
No, bro.
That's Jay Crowder locking everybody up.
They were undefeated in the bubble. That's what you riding on?
They did go undefeated in the bubble. They were trending up.
What does that mean? They went undefeated in the bubble and went home first.
I got CP3.
They didn't get to go home. They just went home.
Yes, they did. When the first wave of people was gone, it was them.
The Pelicans packed their bags first. They had to go home first.
No, everybody left the first group of teams left at the same time. And Phoenix was amongst them.
It's probably 17-8, 17-8-4. That's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's nowhere near his average regularly put up. But they went from doo-doo to fourth place.
Yo, I'm telling you, like,
and what's the glaring difference? What's the only thing that you notice that's different?
CP3, man.
It ain't just Jay Crowder, bro.
Is that type of leadership? That type of leadership is ridiculous. Like the way he get players off is ridiculous.
We're gonna go somewhere else with it. What's the next topic?
You can't, bro. What is the major difference?
You ain't giving them enough credit.
All there last year, they didn't put it together. There's no way you're gonna sit here and hate on Chris Paul. You try to do that all the time. No, you are, and you do that with Chris Paul.
Chris Paul,
but then you have Chris Paul slander right now. You can't have any.
No, it's not possible. Whatever. You bringing the Suns back. I'll give you that. All right, I give you that.
And literally every team he's ever played.
Yes, the Thunder.
Yes, literally every team he's ever played.
They get them to the playoffs, and
they are better, dude. You like I said, you're trying.
Wait, hold on.
Crazy with it, bro.
OKC was already losing in the first round of playoffs. They lost in the first round of playoffs again.
Ooh.
OKC, that same OKC team lost in the first round of playoffs. They lost again.
Yeah, but they also was an AFC. They were a better team, bro. Were they a better team?
I give them credit for making them better.
Were they a better team? Were they a better team? Were they a better team?
A better team with Chris Paul than they was the year before?
Yes.
No, they were the same team.
How were they the same team?
They lost in the first round of playoffs.
All right, dude. the team that they had was talent wise way better.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. They were talent wise way better.
Paul got there was talent wise way
Come
better.
on, dude. Like you can't sit here and you are hating on his accomplishments and you sound real crazy when you're doing it. With the whole they got better. You minimizing. You can't do that with no Hall of Fame.
But what I'm saying is we can't say one half that if we're gonna use that against Kyrie, we might have to
use what against Kyrie?
Use what against Kyrie?
I don't use wait. I don't use any argument that you're bringing up against Chris Paul with Kyrie at all. I told you my beef with Kyrie is his availability.
He's not available. Yeah, he's not. He always hurt.
Paul is available and he's balling.
He gets hurt in the playoffs too.
No, bro.
He get hurt in the playoffs. No, he gets hurt. Roll your eyes and all that. That's a fact. He gets hurt in the playoffs too.
He got hurt in the playoffs.
He's got hurt several
times. There's a difference between I make the playoffs damn near every year, and I've been hurt 3 or 4 times.
He made the playoffs. And dude, that's the crazy part about it. Stuff like 2.
Yeah, and he's been hurt 3 or 4 times, and that's getting hurt.
I'm saying he gets hurt during the playoffs a lot. He does miss playoff series.
He's getting hurt during the playoffs. Kyrie's not playing during the playoffs. It's different.
That's true.
One dude is out there getting wounded in battle.
Yeah, no, he does go down in battle. He does go down. I give you that. He does get his wrist broke or he breaks with somebody.
Happens to this boy.
The other dude be in a suit with some sneaks, with some fly ass sneaks,
and that's almost a bad comparison with them two either. So
you tripping.
All right, we moving on. All right, Ryan Saunders. We just saw this. He got fired today. What's your thoughts on that? Cool.
Yeah. I don't really have no thoughts on the firm. They had to do something to make them relevant. And you know what? Maybe they do need to bring in a young, energetic coach. A guy like maybe Tibbs. Jaeger ain't bad.
Chip, he the youngest coach in the NBA. Don't say young and energetic because he's the youngest coach in the NBA. He's the youngest coach ever.
Yeah.
He started coaching at 33 years old. Was a head coach at 33.
What I mean by that is, I'm talking about the connection with his young guy, not Cat, but his young rookie. I mean,
he connected with all of them. It just wasn't for him.
No. What I mean by connecting is elevating their game and having them believe in him. He wouldn't have got fired if they believed in him and they elevated their game.
I don't know. I don't know how much elevation you wanted in 20-something games from a rookie, if that's what you was talking about. Cat done had COVID-19 for 2 months. Like, there's a lot going on. And then I guess the weird part to me is don't hire nobody at 32 and fire him at 33. That's just stupid. Like, what was the point of hiring somebody young, Chip, if we just gonna fire you?
Hey, you know what? That's just a testament to Minnesota of how bad that organization is, and I hope it gets better.
It's not as Minnesota. It's not. But my personal opinion with it is that I was rooting for Ryan because when I was young, I started coaching when I was like 19. So if I wouldn't have stopped, I believe I probably, with the right connections, probably could have been Ryan Saunders. I believe he just was in a bad situation. It was no win in that situation. When your best players are basically almost close to your age and they're not that good. Like, they're just not that good. They're right where they're supposed to be. Their team is losing. They're right where they're supposed to be.
And Cat is good. Cat is
as good as he is, they're not a good enough team to do anything.
They're not a good enough team because it's not good enough motivation.
No, it's not a good enough players.
Also, and Cat is not Cat right now.
No.
Cat's sick.
But y'all got it.
It's 25 and 13. They still are a 13th seed.
Like I said,
if D'Angelo Russell was playing an all-star
level, I disagree. Because, I disagree with that. If he's doing 25 and 13 and D'Angelo Russell's there, Beasley's playing like crazy, that rookie's playing, they wouldn't be that bad. There's a lot more to this that you're not giving.
You think there would be
you kind of minimize it.
Wait. You think there'll be a 10th seed?
I think they could be higher than the 10th seed.
I don't think they got enough depth. I don't think they got enough players. I barely even think they got a rounded out starting five.
No, they do.
I don't think
They got
so.
an easy starting five.
I don't think they got enough shooting. I don't think they got enough dudes that can score the ball. I think they got
To
enough.
get to the 8th seed to be Golden State right now. Yeah, they do. If all them dudes is healthy.
They better than Dallas?
No.
I don't.
Dallas is 10.
Okay, with all them players being healthy, it's hard for you to sit there and tell me that Dallas is a lot better than they are.
Paper. The thing that separates Dallas is the coach.
Memphis. If they're healthy,
I think they're better than Memphis.
Are we downplaying Memphis at this point? Because Memphis is like 7th seed right now.
I think they're better than Memphis if they're got their team healthy. They have a better team than they do.
I think a lot of teams have a better team than Memphis in their 7th. And I don't know how Memphis. I watch Memphis all the time. And it's just like I think them dudes just like each other and they just find a way. Like it's just like different how they play.
I mean, that's cool, but what I'm saying is that's what I'm talking. That's the only thing we're talking about right now on paper. If you look at Memphis's team, Minnesota's team, they have good basketball players, bro.
Yeah, but I just don't think paper wins any games all the time.
I get that.
That's what the coach come in.
I don't think it's no coach.
You said a coach come in. What I'm saying about Minnesota, I said Minnesota on paper has a better roster. Right. The people they're putting on the floor aren't the people on that paper.
Right.
Yeah.
What I'm saying
I think they need more players too. I think they need more players that fit that role. I think the players on that team don't fit each other. The pieces don't fit each other. So I think any coach that come in there has to figure out what piece is going to go, what piece is going to stay. Jared Culver hasn't played that much. I watched them play like they literally roll out a lineup where nobody can make a three sometimes.
Yeah, like, now, bro, I agree with you because they're not playing anybody on their team that they should. There's a bunch of people that are hurt.
Yeah, they need to blow that team up.
It's a lane. Ain't no blowing up. It's nowhere to go. Like it's not. They're all on rookie deals. They got like one. They got one max player. They got two, Angelo Russell and they got Cat, and they're not going anywhere. Nobody taking those max. Somebody Cat.
Yeah, they need to. You got to.
You don't trade Cat.
Wow.
Why would you trade Cat?
What you mean? Because I'm gonna get the house for him and I'm gonna rebuild. What you talking about?
Who's giving a house for Cat if they know you're trying to rebuild?
Because I am going to trade him and I am going to you in rebuilding mode anyway. You might as well.
Why you can keep Cat and rebuild around Cat. You got something to build around.
All right. I don't even want to talk about Cat. I ain't even gonna do that.
I'm just saying the next coach, like what do they do? Like you have to talk about Cat because he's part of.
The only thing you can do if you want to rebuild is blow it up.
You already rebuilding. You already blown up. You're dead already.
Yeah.
If you blow it up because you're too good. No, when you blow up a situation, it's like when you're getting the 5th and 6th seed, you're too good to fail. They're going to get the number 1 pick again. They got draft picks. It's not like they don't got draft picks.
5 number 1 pick. We get the number 1 pick for the next 5 years. What do you mean?
No, but you have to draft right. You have to pick the right player. You have to continuously pick the right players.
To be honest, I like the kid. What is his name from that? What the Texas?
Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards.
They don't even. No, I like Anthony Edwards. I really like him. And then the other kid, what is his name? Sullivan. He's not
over.
He can play. The
He's
kid
hurt.
Yeah.
He's been hurt all season. He's been hurt all season. He can't play. He's hurt. That's why I said you can't. It's nothing to blow up. You already did.
But that's what I'm saying to you. You're not dead.
You're right.
Dude,
you got
Culver's not playing. Russell's not playing. You're not getting how many points out of that?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got Cat with COVID and lost his goddamn parents and 8 other people in his family in the last year. Like, come on, bro.
Ryan might have asked to get fired. Ryan might have asked to get fired.
He might have asked out because
Ryan might have asked to get fired to save his job, to save his career, so he can still have a career somewhere else.
All right.
Because once that record get too low, because Brett Brown might not never see a job again.
No, Brett Brown's gonna have another job next year. He'll be all right. No, because if anybody understands basketball, they know what was going on there.
Head coaching?
Come on, Scooter. If anybody was alive during the last 5 years, you know what was going on.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are you talking about? If you invite this man in for an interview, or you gonna sit there and literally hold this against him, but you sat there and watched it
No, they gonna
because you want to say that NBA wins and losses mean that much. No, you'd have had to be in China, repping the team over there, then came over here to not know that this man was made to lose for 4 of those years.
I agree with you. That's why I said it's to be continued with that. That's why I said I would love to see Brett get another
He ain't
job.
Sam Hinkie. Sam Hinkie's not getting another job.
Unfortunately.
Right along.
Unfortunately, but he had.
I'm not saying Sam Hinkie. Well, no,
Yeah,
because
he did a great job.
Did he? Did he honestly?
Y'all got Ben and Embiid.
Okay, who couldn't have got that right?
Nobody had the heart to do it.
No. Who couldn't have got that right? Because if you're gonna tell me you got Ben and Embiid, how many years was he there?
Got that. Oh, anybody?
How many times did he miss? It was the number 7 picks that I needed you to be good on, not the number 1 pick, bro.
That was the whole format. You line up to the plate as many times as you can. That way you hit a home run.
No, but you failed. So here's my thing. You got the number 1 and the number 3 pick right, but you messed up the 7s and the 4s. You feel me? Those are the picks that you need to be right on, not the number 1. Who messes up the number 1 pick? Rarely does that happen.
Yeah, we seen it. We seen it, but yeah, if we seen it.
Okay, in the history of the NBA, you've seen it 3 times.
No, I'm messing.
We seen it.
In the history of the NBA, you've seen it 3 times.
It's very rare you mess up the number 1 pick. It's very rare.
So what I'm saying is, that's why Sam Hinkie's not getting another job, because what you did basically.
He was the number 1 pick though. Embiid was like a 4.
No, Embiid was a 3, and Embiid was a 1.
He was
really want to be honest. He got hurt. So, like I said, what did you really get right?
And they had a deal.
And then let's be real. You cost your boss money, sir.
Yeah.
Because nobody showed up for 4 years to watch these games.
He's giving away tickets. He's giving away tickets. Yeah.
So how good of an employee were you? You thought you was outsmarting everybody, but you didn't.
Yeah.
You really didn't.
Hinkie gets hired though. He gets hired to do jobs though.
Nothing that has to do with basketball. They would never hire him to be a general manager. He gets hired for jobs. Yeah, because he wasn't a basketball person in the first place. He gets hired for those jobs that he was qualified to do before they decided to make that dumb mistake with him. He ain't never come back to basketball. I hate people who think they're smarter than everybody in the room. That didn't work. All right, since we talking about Minnesota, Anthony Edwards.
Oh,
you can go first, Chip. we gotta get that. We need that on the screen. We gotta watch that.
Gotta see that.
We gotta watch that 200-300 times.
Hey, did you see Bang's face at the dunk though? Watch how Bang just put his head down. Like
I got mad that my man asked for a push off. Like, bruh, he didn't even see you.
He got clowned on.
Oh God, poor guy. I'm mad he just fell on top of him. Like, dude ain't even land right. I just literally sat on him.
It's crazy because they made sure you didn't see his jersey, the name of the back of his jersey, because he looked like Dante DiVincenzo, but we know Dante DiVincenzo don't play for Toronto.
Oh no, it was the one Japanese boy in the league I dunked on.
And the redhead boy took the ball out. Oh yeah, he's going. He's out of here. That's the dunk that got him out of here. He gonna be back in the Yakuza.
I don't know words. Please tell me why did y'all peep? He got 4 points for the dunk. Seriously, look at the score. Look at the score. You nigga 4 points for the dunk.
They did.
You thought I was joking? You ain't see the score?
They did. It was 61-65.
They wasn't playing. They like, bruh, I'm gonna give you 2 points for the ball, 2 points for the body you put through the rim.
I would be really shocked
if somebody
65 season. If somebody gets a better dunk than this season, I would really be shocked.
No, that's the best dunk of the year.
That's the dunk of the year right now.
The funny part about it is that he went baseline.
Oh my God.
You don't see that many baseline dunks.
Dude, and that's funny because that was my dunk in high school and college. I used to catch that joint all the time, but the difference between me and him, it usually wasn't nobody in between me and the rim, Chip.
Man,
I was
Yeah.
dunking on all nobody right there.
he threw him in the rim.
And I had told somebody, I was like, I hate to put it in the same sentence, but that athleticism, and I watched him play against the Lakers last week. It was like last week or a week ago. And I was like, he give me a certain dude that got a signature sneaker that was a 2-guard vibes. Because I didn't like Ant-Man when I first seen him, and I was like, And then as he grew on me, like after the first 2 weeks of the season, I was like, oh, this is what he is. And now I see what Minnesota doing. I think Ryan got out of there because I think they're going to end up probably moving those guys. I think one of those guys is going to be cool. I think Cat probably going to be gone eventually. And I wouldn't mind if they trade Cat. And for Cat's sake, I would hope that he get traded because, you might want to start over after all that stuff happened around him. I don't know what destination it would be, but I think they're going to start over and get his kid because they've been giving him the ball more, and he has the ball in his hands more than D'Angelo Russell. I've been watching him a lot lately. And he had this one game, I think he had 28 against the Lakers. He was going back and forth with Bron. It was a real close game. And he does not fear anybody. If he really dedicates himself to the game and really cares, he gives me like one of those great all-time players. Like if he really wants it, because he's already a supreme athlete.
To piggyback off what you said, I agree with everything you said. Basically, young and balling this year, and he had to grow on me as well. Because at first, he coming out of Georgia, and I just looked at him like, all right, I don't know if he's an efficient guy. He looked like a guy that just take a lot of shots, and he got to find his groove. But when that boy find his groove, he is a stud. He's amazing. And then going to the lane like that, you just seen that his body is basically ready for the league. And what he's doing right now, and I gotta give him credit. I gotta give him props, and he's fun to watch. I'm gonna tell you how fun to watch he is. One of my girls on my team, like, she is a huge atmosphere. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Like, she kind of like put me on even more. She's like, "What you talking about? He's the best thing. He's the best thing in the league." Fine, all right. Let's keep watching tape. I watched tape of him with her. Like, that's how good Youngin is. So I gotta give him credit, and he balling, and I wish him all the best. Keep doing what you're doing, Youngin. Keep doing what you're doing.
All right. DeMarcus Cousins got released by the Rockets. What's DeMarcus gonna do from this point on?
If I'm somebody like Charlotte, I would get into the boogie sweepstakes. Somebody who needs that big. Boston need a big, but I don't think he fits in Boston. Definitely somebody like Charlotte though should get in those boogie sweepstakes. That's where I would like to see him go.
There ain't no sweepstakes when you get fired. There ain't no sweepstakes when you get laid off. But honestly, I don't think there's a boogie sweepstakes. Is there a boogie sweepstakes, or is there mad teams? Is there mad teams knocking on DeMarcus Cousins' door?
Two things. One, the statement that you made, there's no sweepstakes for you when you get fired. That ain't true.
It depends. It's very depending. It's very depending.
That's not true, sir. Do you want to start listening to names of people who've been fired in the past where a bunch of people wanted their services?
No,
it happens every year.
Right.
And yes, there are probably more than one team that wants Boogie Cousins on their team.
Right
now.
Who?
Bro, he's not going to be jobless. He's not.
I think the Lakers. I think the Lakers probably are taking. I think the Lakers probably going to take him back.
You say it like it's a charity case. There are a bunch of teams that would take him. Don't look at the fact that the Rockets are getting rid of him. That he's not wanted by anybody. That's one team. There's 30 of them. He'll be all right.
I don't. It gets all right when you start getting released in the middle. I think it gets funny when your career trajectory goes from you injured, then you take the vet minimal, then you start to get released in the middle of seasons. I don't know if that's
Well, there's something for everything you said. The vet minimum is because he's coming off an injury. They don't know if his man is hurt or not. So that there's reason for that. It's not because you're not good anymore.
No, I ain't saying he's not good.
One team decided they wanted to go in another direction does not mean that you're not worthy of playing.
No, he had 28 and 10 this season. He can still play. He had 28 and 15 one game this season. He can still play.
So,
still have nights.
Dude will be on a basketball team. There are plenty of teams, I guarantee you, that will take Boogie Cousins.
Right.
If anything, it's the Boogie Cousins part of it that's the problem, not the fact that he can't play basketball.
Well,
yes, it's not the basketball part; it's the other part.
When you
factor, that has nothing to do with the problem right now, though.
Well, I look at it like this: when you factor in the fact that they paid him for the remainder of the season before they released him, it's just saying that they rather play their younger guys, and you're a vet. Go to let's make sure you go off to a contending team. So it don't really mean that it's Boogie.
And why didn't you do that to Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker too then?
Well, they're going to trade. They are going to trade PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker is gone.
They're going to trade PJ Tucker?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Eric Gordon is gone as well.
No, PJ Tucker axed out, like axed for trade.
Okay, but he's still there. He's been asking out since the summertime, but yet he's still there.
He wanted to get
they're going to trade him. It's like they're going to trade Eric Gordon.
No, I know.
There may not be a large trade market for Boogie Cousins, but if he don't got a job, there's a market for him.
He's going to get a job. Like, he's going to get a job.
See, the thing is that this is the only funny part about it is that when you invite Boogie Cousins to back up, can he back up? Like, you know,
it may be more of the Boogie Cousins.
Yes. Like when you tell Boogie Cousins, you walk in the locker room and you like, yo, we need you to back up Bismack Biyombo. Like, how does he react?
Oh, then that's your fault. Well, you shouldn't have him, but you shouldn't have him backing up Bismack Biyombo.
But here's the thing: if he backed up Biyombo, he's going to take it eventually, though. He's going to take his spot.
That was a bad example.
But that's even more reason why I like him in Charlotte is because he can take his spot, and you got him for cheap. And he's going to still sell tickets. He's going to help your roster.
Bro. No, he don't sell tickets. He don't sell tickets.
He selling no tickets.
It's like five dudes in the NBA, 6 dudes that are ticket sellers. Like, it's not. He don't sell no tickets.
They're more than 6. They're more than 6 ticket sellers.
It's more, but what I'm saying is he's more of a better name than Biyombo. He's better than Biyombo.
No, there's only 6. Bro, there's only 6 ticket sellers.
No, it's probably it's more than that. It's more.
There's at least 30.
It's more than that.
It's at least 30.
Yeah, but if Boogie can accept, I think it's going to come down to if Boogie can accept the backup role and he can prove that he can accept the backup role.
I think he needs to be somewhere where he can be a backup and get his legs back under him, and somewhere where he might be a backup in the beginning but have a chance to get a starting spot.
I don't know what that is.
I just told you.
Charlotte is a backup in the beginning and get a chance to be a starting spot. I don't think they want to mess up their draft position. They might be able to go grab a big in the draft.
Charlotte's in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
They trying to get in the playoffs?
They are in the playoffs
right now. They in the playoff race.
They definitely should probably
in the playoffs.
If they if they trying to stay in the race, they definitely should get
them.
And Michael Jordan, he want to stay in the race. They AFC. Yeah, right. They in the race. Knowing Michael Jordan, they want to get in the playoffs. So he might grab him.
Might like AC.
Mike love that. Mike love that AC. Mike don't care about nothing. Mike love that AC. He love that AC. He don't care about nothing.
You know how hard it is to get players in Charlotte anyway? You better get that cheap talent and go ahead with it.
It ain't that hard. You just don't want to pay nobody.
All right.
It ain't that hard. He just got Gordon Hayward there. It ain't that hard. Just pay Gordon Hayward $80 million. He could have paid Kemba Walker. Didn't want to pay him. It ain't that hard.
I wouldn't have paid. Never mind.
Matter of fact, he got 2 Boston Celtics. He got Terry Rozier. He got Jordan got the money.
Dude, they paid Terry. Young. You got a Young. And now you got Ball to go with him. They got a nice little mix. They just need a 5.
Drink check up for Terry. He just paid it just enough.
I like the move if he went there. I actually think that's a great fit.
Yeah, Charlotte wouldn't be bad. Oh, that's a good observation. Charlotte wouldn't be bad for him. I don't know how many minutes Boogie could play. I don't know. He can play 20. What we think Boogie could play 22 minutes a game?
Easy. I think he could do 22 minutes, and I think that's
Playing
right
20
where he
now.
be to build
Playing
up.
about 20 minutes a game.
Playing 20 now.
Yeah, I think he could put. All right, he could play about 20 minutes.
Yeah, he averaged 20 minutes a game this year.
Yeah, it's perfect for him. I think it's a good fit.
And he averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds.
Dog went from 20 and walking 20 and 10 to this, man. That's tough. That got to be tough mentally, man. I just hope he stay strong and get through it. That's it. Just keep working.
He averaged 9 and 7.
He averages 10 and 8.
All right, I got you. 9.6.
If you could call 9.69, I can call it 10. And I think I'm actually more accurate by calling it 10.
No, I ain't saying you're wrong. You can more than
7 point something?
Yeah.
It's 8. We're going to move on to y'all top 3 MVP.
Top 3 MVPs candidates.
Yep.
So I don't get 5. I get 3.
There's really no point in having 5, bro.
That's tough.
I'll go first.
I'm about to say I can go first.
I'll go
Embiid,
first.
Embiid, Dame Lillard, and
LeBron. It's right there. You hit it right on the nose. Embiid, Dame Lillard, LeBron right now. That's where the ladder has scaled to. Dame jumped to number 3. The ladder scale right there. If Jokic could ever run off like a 5-game winning streak, Jokic would be able to be right. Jokic had like one of the best statistical seasons in a long time, and he can't just win no games because that roster is so torn apart. Like they lost so many defense. They lost so many guys, and so many guys be missing because of COVID. But Jokic holding it. He doing what a star is supposed to do. Like he holding it down through the tough time. But if he was like just winning a little bit more, he would be right there. Right there.
I got Harden, Dame, and Joker right now. That's what I have.
I can't. You putting it so you change your thoughts, Chip. So you putting in people that's not in the house right now. You with that on MVP ladder?
Say what?
I respect it. You changed your thoughts. We made you change your opinion. Somebody having an impressive enough season and not winning, and you letting it rock.
Denver in the AFC right now.
Yeah, so the AFC can get you an MVP.
I mean,
I'm happy you changed your thoughts over the weeks because 3 weeks ago, Aaliyah Score couldn't even get in the All-Star game. I'm happy you coming into fruition. Like, dog, because I'm not mad at Joker getting in your MVP ladder. I just couldn't put him in 9.
The thing about Joker, okay, is his numbers is like once in a lifetime. Like he got, like there's no big ever had that many assists since Wilt. So I gotta give him.
Embiid just did something that nobody in the history of the NBA did. He had 50 and 17.
I mean, Jokic does play with a guy that scored 50 and didn't miss and didn't go to the free throw line. So you can get them type of assists when you got a guy on your team that could score 50 and not go to the free throw line.
I'm just amazed that you could leave Embiid off, whose team is number 1.
I mean, I asked for.
Dude is averaging 30.
Let me tell you,
He's second league in scoring. His team is number 1 in the East.
Yeah, you got to understand. You got to understand me. That's why I asked for 5. Because to be honest, you think I wanted to leave KD off the list? I really think KD is going to win MVP anyway.
He probably could win
17 games.
The only reason I didn't put him on mine right now is because of the games.
He's missing games. Like he's missing in action. That's a big thing. Like you can't get in stuff. He would be in if he played.
No, we agree. We all agree on that.
He would be in if he played.
I mean, he's going to miss games this year.
Well,
but
he can't.
We agree. We agree, bro. Yeah, he's gonna miss games.
Yeah,
and it could be held against him. Unfortunately.
And guess what? If you want to hold it against him, that's fine. But every time
people are going to hold that against you. Missing games is a thing.
But every time he step on the court,
he kills people. Yes.
There's no disagreement.
I'll just go ahead and put this out there. Y'all remember when Joel Embiid was a rookie,
right?
And every time he went on the court, he was the best rookie in the NBA. but because he only played 30 because they had to keep him out, he didn't win Rookie of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna tell you,
right, wrong, and different. That's just what they're gonna do.
I'm gonna tell you something that's funny. If KD wants to, KD literally can say, I probably won't make an MVP ever again if I don't want to because I want to play for a long period of time. So he'll never chase an MVP because of this past injury. And he'll just like, you know what? I'm a Kawhi Leonard at it. Because Kawhi Leonard could chase an MVP. And Kawhi Leonard never going to chase an MVP because he's just going to try to stay healthy. So when you stand in a safe place of trying to be healthy and these other guys are going for it, I gotta give them guys credit for going for it.
But no, I also gotta give you credit for staying in a safe place to be healthy because you work more than that.
KD definitely worked for it. KD will never drop off. Listen.
KD don't need another MVP trophy as long as he lives. We already know what
He'll
it is,
stay
bro.
a superstar. He'll stay a superstar in my book.
He don't need a trophy. We are like
it's proven.
It becomes a Shaq thing. Or were y'all really gonna get Shaq the MVP every year? No. Did he deserve it? Yes. Were you really gonna give Michael Jordan every year? No. Does he deserve it? Yes. LeBron could have got it a whole bunch of more years than he got it. You're just not gonna do that. We know what KD is at this point. KD is 1 or 1A, if you understand what I'm saying. And if one's not there, he's definitely gonna be 1. So he good. He don't need to go out there and prove nothing to nobody else.
He don't gotta prove nothing to nobody. And I would be mad. I would actually be mad at KD if he chased the MVP and then couldn't play in the playoffs. I would be mad at KD.
All right, so take this time. I get it.
I'm not gonna award you for not showing up, but I'll award you a championship trophy if you win it.
I wouldn't say not showing up. That's a little
No,
harsh.
he got a legitimate call out.
Like we got people on the team that don't show up.
He got a legitimate family leave. He got the FMLA on lock.
Yeah. Your man's though. Like moving on. Good destination for Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond. Now, this question had Bradley Beal on it. The only reason I left Bradley Beal off is because he's not trying to go nowhere.
Yo, saying that, it's one team that I would love to see Bradley Beal play for right quick. I don't want to jump on top. I would love to see him go to Denver. I would love to see Denver.
We said that last week. We all agreed we want to see him play in Denver or Portland, but he doesn't want to go anywhere. So next he's gonna answer the question. That's where we're gonna go.
He ain't going nowhere.
Andre
Drummond, he said he running for the mayor of DC, bro.
A quarter of a billion. I'm gonna stay there too.
Go ahead.
He said he try to get a job at the Capitol. He gonna be
go hang with them crackheads.
What Jay-Z say? You can bull us with rap if you want. Yeah. I'm gonna take that quarter. I'm gonna take that quarter B to play ball for Washington Wizards.
Yo, so I like Drummond to go to Brooklyn if he get bought out. I would love to see him in Brooklyn. I think that'd be a fun showdown. I think it'd be good for him. Blake Griffin, on the other hand, I would like to see Blake in Phoenix. I think him and Chris Paul reuniting.
They hate each other.
Blake don't like him.
I think Blake
they hate each other.
I think
Blake don't like him. Doc confirmed that.
That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. They hate each other.
Blake gotta apologize, dog.
What?
No,
He gotta apologize.
it's not gonna happen.
All right, so you said Phoenix. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna answer the question. Yeah, I'm gonna answer the question with a question. I think these two guys actually is bad timing for DeMarcus Cousins to get cut because these two guys kind of intrude into his market. Because Andre Drummond, the Hornets have stuff to trade for Andre Drummond, and they actually have the money to pay him eventually when he goes on the free agent market. So if Michael Jordan decides, yo, I'm gonna get Drummond in here and fill my big man spot with LaMelo for years on, and I'm good, I can pay Drummond whatever I want to pay him, and he good. And Drummond has said, I do not care sometimes when it comes to that bag, because when he got to Cleveland, they said, are you opting out of this money? He said, nope, I'll be right in here. I love Cleveland.
He's a strange guy.
What you say?
He's a strange guy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Remember he used to rap?
No, on trade.
Yeah, he does.
Was he a singer? He's a
He
singer,
does
right?
rap. He does rap.
Nobody's going to trade for Drummond when they know that Cleveland will buy him out.
When they buy, no, what I'm saying is, if they buy him out, Jordan will sign him for a year and then pay him the long term. When he gets bought out, you think he want to go pursue a 1 year when he could go get a long term? There might be a long term option for him, and he's here to get the bag. He might not be one that care about a championship. He might be one that cares about the bag, and that's what the signs show to me, that he might care about the bag. So if he care about the bag, he might go somewhere where the bag is available, and that might take that spot in Charlotte. Blake Griffin, I believe Blake Griffin going back to LA, either in a Clipper uniform or a Laker uniform.
I don't know. I don't know how good Blake Griffin is anymore.
You watched the Detroit Pistons play lately? Honestly, have you watched the Detroit Pistons play lately?
I watched the Pistons play? Yes.
Wait.
Like, I barely see him even really.
I watched his last game. The man can still play. He got game. He could pass. He could shoot it. He's shooting his best. He shoot one of his better percentages this year. He can still play. He ain't going over the above the rim, but he still make plays. And somebody told me they think he playing possum because he don't want to be there anymore. But he can still play.
I ain't denying that he can still play. I mean,
a couple of them dogfight games, he was controlling that game.
No.
Them dogfight games they had where they won them games, I watched them games. I watched the Pistons play. Unfortunately, I have to suffer through some of these games. I watched the Pistons play. Dude still could play, yo. He just don't dunk.
I don't see it. I see if he go to LA, he get exploited.
Why would he get exploited? He play with LeBron James. Does anybody get exploited with LeBron James?
Okay.
I just don't let it happen.
If he ain't dunking,
I think if he goes to LA, that's where he's going to go to LA, the Lakers.
That's what I said. He might go back to LA. He just might be in a different uniform.
Go ahead.
But him and Paul not playing together no more.
He's definitely getting bought. He's definitely getting bought out though. I could even see him coming to Philadelphia. I could see him coming Sixers.
If I'm Utah, I'm getting them sweepstakes. I know that.
Yeah.
If I'm Utah,
I would have to trade though. Utah would have to trade for him. They wouldn't be able to get him in the buyout market. They would have to trade for him.
Why? He already got it. If he's being bought out, you never know what people sign for.
You think Blake would want to go to Utah?
I don't think any person with any melanin in their skin.
Don't he have to sign to Utah? Don't he have to choose? But doesn't he have to choose Utah, or if he goes buyout, he has to clear waivers and all that stuff, and then they can choose.
No. He could choose Utah. I'm just saying. I don't know what Utah would say. You asked me, do I think he would want to go? I'm just thinking black people in Utah.
I think Utah got a better option than him though. I think they good with their full rotation with Niang and all them guys like that.
Yeah, but
You're not gonna tell me that George Niang is better than Blake Griffin.
I ain't saying he better than Blake Griffin. I'm just saying that he fit.
If I can interchange them parts, that's not even a question.
Blake Griffin gonna be a hell of a 6'7" man for somebody.
All right. Final question about you. Joel had 50, 17, 5, and 4, and 3, and 2 in the game, and they said that's the first time in NBA history. So,
hey,
what is his chances of coming out?
Their chances are high, and I'm gonna go as high as 40%. That's a 40% chance they could come out. Embiid is definitely balling, and I want to see more. Definitely need to see it in the playoffs. I just think if they don't make it, it won't be because of Embiid. I think if they don't make it, it'll be more because Ben. You'll be able to make schemes to take away Ben late in the game, or you let him score throughout the game and then take him away at the end of the game. That way is less than shots for Embiid is because Embiid is terrorizing the league right now. Embiid might be the best big man in the league. Him and Joker is neck and neck right now. And I mean, I give him a high chance to come out. I don't see him all the way coming out. If they don't come out, though, it's not on Embiid.
I don't think it's fair to compare him and a Joker because they do two totally different.
You don't think it's fair to compare who?
To compare him and Joker, they two totally different players and two totally different schemes. They're not even like the same type of big man.
Only reason I say that is because dominating scoring wise, there's no comparison. Embiid does
Embiid.
that way. But if you're talking about facilitating and stuff, which Embiid is not asked to do, you see, that's all I mean. Like
Embiid
it's
never asked to pass the ball.
a weird comparison. One dude is being asked to assassinate you, another dude is being asked to set the stuff up. That's all I mean.
And one dude stays in the city that if he was the AC, will be all over him right now. Whereas Joe and he's still getting a lot of love. So I get what you're saying.
I hear what you say. If he was the what?
That one dude's the AFC, he's not getting it. They're going to be all over him.
They're not. He's not getting down talk because he's in the AFC. Whereas if the Sixers been in the AFC, they're ready to go nuts. The fan base would be going nuts.
They might have kidnapped him at this point.
Yeah. My thoughts on it, I think the Sixers got a very high chance. I don't think I changed my tone on this, and I really don't see the way Brooklyn lining up their lineups and starting to use their stuff together. I'm willing to change my tone and say, like, I don't think the Sixers might be able to beat Brooklyn how they stand right now.
No.
I don't know. It's going to be really tough because I think Mike D'Antonio got the team. Because I sit back and I watch Brooklyn. I literally watch all 29 teams in the NBA. And the thing that scares me about the Sixers is their scoring droughts. They go through these scoring lulls where they just can't get a bucket. And I don't know. I think it's hot, but it's pretty high. They got the one thing to beat the Brooklyn Nets. The one thing to beat the Brooklyn Nets is have a big man. And they could punish them all day inside. So they got the best chance out of anybody to beat Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn looking really dangerous. They got the best chance to beat them out of anybody. And if they win, it would be I don't like playing the blame game. There's 12 players on the team. It's not one dude's fault.
Yeah, they'll lose together.
We lose as a team, we win as a team. It's not one dude's fault we win. It's not one dude's fault we lose. So if they win, it would be because they all come together as a unit and win. And the Sixers had to go 10 against 3. That's what it's going to be, 10 against 3.
I guess here's my comfort. And this is why I'm not worried about Brooklyn. History. That's all I got.
What'd you say?
History. That's all I got.
Yeah, if you got history on your side, that's the one thing that
you know what history I'm referring to? History I'm referring to is the two main dudes on Brooklyn ain't never been good at defense. Their careers have been marred by the fact that they haven't played defense. And if they had a drip of defense involved in their lives, they would be so much better. And the two I'm referring to is Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni. So, with that being said, I think we good with the Sixers.
Oh, I don't.
Bro, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
Neither one of them. You
tell me I'm wrong.
I gotta tell you you're wrong.
Oh, so my bad.
Mike D'Antoni
has won something
1 year.
Mike D'Antoni has a team that actually won something ever.
Well, here's the thing.
Steve Nash actually played on the team that actually ever had any defense. The reason why Steve Nash teams never won anything is because they didn't have any defense. But there were times they should have been to the finals and didn't get there because they didn't have any defense. Dude has historically never had any defense. So with that being said, I don't think this year is going to be any different.
No. Because they never had this much talent. I mean, they lost to the Spurs.
No, they had a lot of talent. They just didn't play any defense.
That's the only thing I would say. Hold on, Chip. That's the only thing I would say. I agree with Chip is that I always thought that Mike D'Antonio never had. Hold on, I always thought that Mike D'Antonio never had enough talent. I always thought that his teams were slightly overachieving.
They were never overachieving, bro.
What are you talking about?
I thought they were overachieving.
No, go back and look at those teams, the players they had on them teams in Phoenix. They were not overachieving enough.
They were never.
They lost to, I believe, the Mike D'Antonio teams lost to the team that they were supposed to lose to. I don't believe they ever had a series where
they should have beat San Antonio and went to the playoffs.
Which year?
A couple years.
No,
the year that Bruce Bowen stole Steve Nash.
When
and he got suspended
that year, a couple of years, bro. It should have been more than what it was. Y'all can sit there and say they didn't have talent.
They got Amari Stoudemire suspended. They lost.
You right. You call it what you want. They didn't play no defense, bro. You're not gonna say every time play
No,
defense.
that's the one you got a key on that. That's a key. That's a key
Rockets-
thing. He had
Rockets
one
team-
team that played defense. He had
And
one
how
team
many years he been? How many years is he coaching? The
played
Knicks
in a
didn't play
long time.
defense.
The one
Knicks
team
didn't play
that
defense.
the one team
Rockets didn't play defense.
wait. He had one team. The Rockets play defense.
You
That
keep
one.
talking about this one team. How many teams? How many years is he coaching?
That's what I'm saying. That one Rockets team.
Bro, you keep talking about this one team. How many years was he coaching?
Coached a long time. That one. Team,
I'm talking about that one team that didn't win anything.
that was the one team they made a keen distinct on.
They didn't win anything.
Hold
So
on.
he had defense 1 year.
Watch this. Think about it like this. Even his offense that's been super overachieving never had this type of talent.
I'm not, bro. I didn't say anything about offense.
But hold on.
And I didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything about the talent. I made one general statement. My statement was, I'm going on history. The reason I feel confident is because the two people in charge of their team, they're not synonymous with
They
defense.
ain't waking up. They ain't waking up every day coming up with defensive schemes. That's what he's saying. But I believe that
If you look up the definition of defense, you know whose faces will never be in the definition? Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni.
But I do believe that Mike D'Antonio, the 1 year they did have his best year as far as.
Go back to his 1 year, bro.
Wait, hold on. Wait, let me finish. You going off history, but I'm saying.
I'm going off, and I went off of 10, 15 years. You're talking about one.
And it was. Yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying is there was a season where he focused on defense, and that was the best team he ever had, and that's when they lost in Game 7 to Golden State. And I think that this team is the most talented team he ever had. I don't think this is the most focused on defense team he ever had. I think this is the most talented team he ever had with Steve Nash, the head coach.
This is the best he ever had, and he still got Kevin Durant. All right.
But I know one thing for sure, two things for certain.
They don't play no
Play Kevin Durant at the 5 position. Play Kevin Durant at the 5 when you come back if you want to. And you play him against Joel Embiid. Kevin Durant will be fouled out that game.
Kevin Durant is not going to stick Joel Embiid in the
they would
post.
never-
Green gonna grab him?
They're going to trap him in the post, and then you still got to come down and guard.
Wait. You gonna trap me with who?
What are you talking about? They trap all bigs.
No. When I get position, you gonna trap me? No, they didn't play Embiid yet. All the bigs had 20 and 17 that could play. All the bigs they played that could play. So whatever trapping scheme or whatever they got going on, it ain't stopping no bigs.
You're not going to show that into the playoffs.
No. They showed it already.
No.
It ain't stopping none of these bigs.
All right.
They didn't play any bigs yet. Since they've been back, they haven't played any bigs. Giannis got his when they played him too. But I'm gonna tell you something. You try that against Embiid. We seen how this played out. I seen centers in my lifetime take down these small ball teams that had 5 and 6 guards. I seen good centers, not even great centers. I seen good centers take down these teams. That's the one thing that Chip, we from Philly. Me, you, and Anwar, we from Philly. We all played for AAU teams with no big.
Bro, that's just basketball. That's basketball. A big dude's going to murder everybody.
And it changes the game, and it hurts. It hurts because literally as guards, we got to play perfect. And Kyrie and Harden and KD, God goodness, they can play perfect. But I'm going to tell you one thing.
They surely can.
They can. But I'm going to tell you one thing. When you playing little and you got to switch, guess what happens? We start to reach. They call fouls. If any of them get in foul trouble, that perfection gets done.
That's the one I guess that's the one thing that at least the three of us never knew about. Like I wasn't ever a walking foul magnet. You know what I mean, Chip? Like
right.
If B could just make you foul it. Like
and he does it different ways. Like he'll do it.
He's just big. It's nothing. It's just your size.
He does it all pump fakes and weird stuff.
Shout out to the Rock down in Gainesville, Florida. Y'all breeded a horse, man. That boy Embiid is a straight up horse. Y'all breeded a horse.
You giving him credit for a year?
Huh?
Yeah. I would. You got to. Because he didn't come over here playing basketball at all.
He went to work. He went to work down at the Rock.
He played for Mount Verdi. That's what you call a Rock. Mount Verdi?
Huh?
Mount Verdi is the Rock?
He went to Mount Verdi first, and then he went to the Rock.
Okay.
somebody taught that boy some footwork somewhere, and I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they had a lot to do with soccer. But
Yeah.
you still got to translate.
He cooking.
Um,
Good one.
so how we getting out of here? Because we don't have a legend of the week this week.
We do.
We do.
No, we can't. We
Right.
can't. He's like 5 years not retired. He's like 5 years old. We gonna do Willis Reed.
Who doing Willis Reed? You?
We gonna do Willis. We can't do She Wallace as our legend, bro.
Why?
He's not even
Rasheed
50.
Wallace is by age.
Anthony Mason did. That's why I got away with Anthony Mason. He passed away. R.I.P. to
Anthony Mason is a legend though, because we watched him growing
a
up.
legend.
Play it.
She-
No,
She
give it a couple weeks.
give him like 5 more years. He's an all-time great. He's an all-time great. He's one of I love She.
Yeah, give it a couple years. I feel like you attacking me. I'm too young, Chip. I'm too young to be a legend. Here.
Yo, She.
I feel attacked.
Listen, on Check Rack Podcast, She
I feel attacked,
instant legend.
bro. I feel like you calling me old. This dude is my age. He is not a legend yet. We not going there. I don't think he wants to be called a legend yet, bro.
Yo, he got to be a legend in my book for what he did for my life. He got to be a legend.
No, I mean, you know how we.
That's fine. I respect She. I think he's an all-time great.
Yo,
I got 2 years.
Hey, any of y'all ever been to Rasheed Wallace camp? Y'all ain't go to Rasheed Wallace camp.
Because
Go
he's
to
the
Rasheed
same
Wallace
thing.
camp, bro.
I went to Doug. I couldn't go to none of that stuff because first and foremost, I'm not from North Philly. That's a North Philly thing. We had Doug Overton.
Everything was all Philly thing.
We had Doug Overton. That's a North Philly John. We had Doug Overton. Bro.
No, that was all of Philly. What you saying?
We had Doug Overton camp. We went to Doug Overton.
Me and Rasheed Wallace had to work the Doug Overton camp. Of course, I didn't go to Rasheed Wallace's camp. We the same age.
Yo, the first time I met Dean Smith was at Rasheed Wallace camp. I could tell you amazing stories from that camp, bro.
Yeah,
Like the hood ABC camp.
We see it from different perspectives. You got it. That's kind of why we were there. Like,
all right, so we're gonna go with shout out to She Wallace always. Philadelphia, one of the greatest players in Philadelphia history. But we're gonna set our legend bar to the point where we'll come down to we'll get to She. We'll definitely get to She. But let's work the people that lesser known and older players.
He's still doing stuff, man.
We go.
Yeah, he's high school right now.
Explain on Moses Malone. You just let me say Moses Malone and got me right on off of it.
Did you have more? Go ahead and say Moses. Go ahead and say your stuff with Moses Malone, brother. You did lag the whole. You did mess up a whole episode too. We was kind of irked about that. I still didn't release that.
I mean, I ain't trying to mess.
Shout out to you. No, so go ahead, say your Moses Malone thing. Go ahead. You have it prepared?
Moses Malone, didn't I say him already?
No, you have any statistics or anything prepared about Moses Malone?
No, not right now. No. Well,
all right. Well, I have him loaded up for Willis Reed.
He talking about Willis Reed. I'll talk about Moses Malone though. You ain't even
okay. Willis Reed, born June 25th, 1942. Shout out to Willis Reed, man. Willis Reed from Louisiana, country boy, man. Grambling State, went to HBCU. Actually, a second-round pick, probably the only second-round pick in NBA history to be an NBA MVP. Also, an NBA Finals MVP. Two times NBA champion. Went to play for the New York Knicks most of his career. Also, 4 times All NBA second team, All NBA first team, All NBA All-Star game in 1970, All NBA top 50 player all-time team, and his number 19 jersey retired by the New York Knicks. New York got mad love for Willis Reed when he came out the tunnel and did his thing against our own Philadelphia's Wilt Chamberlain. I got special love for Willis Reed because he came from Grambling State. It's an HBCU. We want the kids to go to black universities. And this guy, 1970, it was far away, but it's possible. This guy did everything as a second-round pick from HBCU. Straight up legend, all-time great, had to deal with mad things, came out in the 60s, played in the 70s, won an MVP, won a Rookie of the Year, All Defensive Player, all that stuff, man. Left-handed bandit.
I was always messed up because when you're a kid, they had you thinking that Willis Reed came out the tunnel
Yeah.
and gave somebody the business. That's not what happened. He came out the
didn't.
tunnel and got 2 points.
He had 2 points. He played a possession, but that possession meant so much.
His team lost his mind after them 2 points. Like, we gonna get him. I'm like, so yeah, he the man. That's crazy, right?
Wasn't
I
Phil Jackson?
always thought Chip. I thought he came out and gave somebody 50. The way they just make that story. He came out the tunnel hurt. I thought he was giving out word. I see that NBA TV joint. Like, no, he had 2 points.
Was great. Well, Frazier was unconscious that game. If you watch that game,
he literally said, "I didn't miss because my man came down and scored them 2 points." I'm like, y'all are tripping, but if that's what they say.
Walt Frazier, aka Superfly, was getting busy that night, man. But any of y'all kids, watch some film on Willis Reed, man. Learn how to box out and seal. He's the perfect example of how to box out and seal and use post position because he was an undersized big even for that time. So you had to be in this game. Certain things don't go away. Boxing out and sealing is one thing that you can learn and that will grow on you and continuously take you far away. Shout out to probably the greatest second-round pick of all time.
Willis Reed had a 2.5-inch vertical, and he still was averaging close to 13, 14 rebounds a game. I don't know if he can jump over a paper plate.
They'll never mention. You haven't noticed that these ESPN stats and all the NBA.com, they start like from 2000 or from 95 or this was the best first second round picks from 90 because they try to get rid of history. And this dude was a second round pick and an MVP.
Yeah, well, they also had 13 rounds, and the scouting wasn't the same. So
definitely wasn't the same.
He definitely was a first round pick, but he was at Grambling.
Yeah,
he's gonna get less notoriety at them spaces, but they still found you because there was a lot of dudes who went to black schools that got picked in them later rounds simply because of the exposure.
Yeah,
and times different. I mean, we're gonna keep it real. It wasn't like they was really looking for black folks doing anything back in the 70s and early 80s anyway. So
yeah,
a lot of them dudes clearly shouldn't have been a 7th and 8th round. Like I think like Bob Lanier went like in the 6th round or something. Stupid like that. Dudes and all the things. So it's just when they find you.
Yeah, it was hard to find players because there was no internet. You had to literally go off and somebody say, "Yo, boy, nice picking."
And then let's be real. If you are a Caucasian scout in 1973, do you really want to travel by yourself to Grambling, Louisiana?
Hey,
no.
To watch a basketball game in a gym full of screaming black people to check out or Willis Reed, you know what I mean? That's being real. So
that's why I say like these dudes. I always got to give credit. That's why I try to go back in the crates to make sure that people know like Willis Reed was an MVP of the NBA. He wasn't just one shot wonder. He was an MVP from Grambling.
Right.
These people existed.
You know who I want to give my legend to today?
There you go.
I'm gonna give it what? Which one I say, Scoop?
Bob Lanier went number one. He went real one.
Which league?
NBA draft. First round one to the Pistons. 1970.
Is that coming out of college?
Yeah. St. Bonaventure. I just looked it up. Go ahead, Chip.
My legend of the day goes out to Dawn Staley.
I can go with that.
I was looking at something and it totally blew my mind. I forgot all about that. While she was coaching in college, she was playing in the WNBA at the same time.
Bro, I didn't even realize that when I saw it.
Yeah.
Like she was an all-star, and
Yo,
it made the tournament like every year.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
I seen Dawn what 2 years ago out in Tampa at the women's Final Four or whatever, and just had a chance to chop it up with her, and it was a blessing because I got a chance to tell her. I said, look, you don't even know. I used to go to Mullins on Saturday mornings and watch you hoop against the men. She said, they don't even call it Mullins no more. Yeah, that's how long ago I used to go and watch you. Like, you always inspired me. She was always tough. She was super tough. I was always a fan. And just to hear little things like that and to see where she's at now, and the fact that she did come home to Temple and bring it back and work hard for us and help Temple with that program and where she's at now in South Carolina and really change that program around for the better for a long time. She's always going to be a legend in my book. And the Hank Gather Center is still one of the best places to go if you're ever in the city. You got to go hoop in there one time and get some buckets. You got to go check it out. And she's always
you got a little basketball player, Chip, because that gym is terrible.
I hate Hank Gather's gym.
Hey,
don't get me wrong. I love Moylan. I love Moylan and Hank Gather Center for what it is.
Listen,
but gym, even that playground, outside part of it.
What you expect? The projects is right across the street, but if you can't play in the Hank Gather Center, you can't play in the city.
No, bro. Yeah, I guess that's not what I said. Like, I love Hank Gather Center. I played 1,000 basketball games in there.
Let me put it this way. I'm old enough that when we first went in there back in the day, they had the old wooden backboards, and then they got the glass backboards. When they got the glass backboards, that's a major improvement.
You super young, because I was getting splinters from tapping backboard up in,
that was a major improvement. So really wanted to give a big shout out to Dawn Staley, and I really want to give a big shout out to my girl Khadijah Bowens, man. I want you to know I thought about you last week and this week. You better know that I'm over here praying for you, man. I hope you make it through, make it safe. I know, being diagnosed with cancer, that's a big thing, and this is Cancer Awareness Month. I want you to know that I'm praying for you, and you always been a rock star to me. So you and Dawn Staley, man, shout out to you guys. That's big time for me.
All right. Check Rock Legend.
Dawn Staley used to rush at 25th Street.
Would you say, Edward?
She used to kill me on 25th Street, bro. But she also got me by like 4 years, though. So it was the crucial 4 years. You know what I mean? It was like 11. She was like 15. She was giving it to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's at a time where you make your male hormones and kick all the way in, where you could just really just.
And she's stronger than you.
Yeah.
Like, he needs to give his work though. But nah, Dawn's real deal. Like, and it's funny because she is weird. But she is always in my like top 10 best basketball players I ever played with or against. And I always say that. People be like, what? I be like, bro, it's a timing thing. And I literally, because I have thoughts in my head, I couldn't stop her. And I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. As we got older, time started to turn. I'm 6'6", bro. But, at 12, 13, she used to really give us the business. It was the truth. It could like, we used to sit around and like talking to her like, you gonna be in the NBA. Because we was young, thought she was gonna be in the NBA, dog. We thought she was going to the NBA. We didn't realize she was 5'5".
5'5". Bucket.
When you get murdered by somebody, they look like they 6'5" all the time.
Shout out to Dawn Staley. And Chip mentioned Khadijah Bowens. For all the people that's not from Philadelphia, Khadijah Bowens played for Temple University, and she played in Philadelphia, one of high scorers of all time in high school, Philadelphia women's high school basketball history. And she's battling cancer, so all prayers up to Khadijah. And we're going to sign off on that. So make sure y'all check out A Squared. Anwar actually has a movie on Amazon right now.
What?
Yeah, he has a movie on Amazon. Right now.
Yo.
And Chip, y'all still in the state championship, right? I'm still in the state playoffs.
No, we lost in the Sweet 16 this week.
Well, shout out to the chip team.
Well, y'all
Them
made
young ladies, they had a good, at least one good memory of winning that district, it's a district title, right?
Yeah, we won a district title.
That's dope, bro. But
Yeah.
working with the young, because a lot of people don't give their time to the young ladies when it comes to playing
Yeah,
basketball. So
that's big
you
for
should
them. That's the Father's Day we went in school history. So and this is year 1 for me. We'll see what we do in the future.
what I tell you about every team having different goals.
Hey,
Girls are happy with that district title, bro.
I think you are. I think you are too.
I think you are too. So don't tell me that a championship. You floating around that district title.
we had to win something. Did we win something?
Yeah. Okay, but that's more than something. That's a major accomplishment. Okay, it wasn't a state chip, but
Right, I get it.
you're going.
So don't get mad when Memphis gets out the first round and they say, "Yo, we made out the first round. We made the second round," and they think they achieved something, bro. They achieved something because they ain't supposed to be there.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the building block. I get
And
you.
we want to end the show on that. Make sure y'all keep building one thing at a time, Make sure y'all check out this show, and we challenge y'all to do what, Chip?
Check rock.
All right, we'll holler at y'all.
Hey.